Disclaimer: this is an imaginary story. Please don't relate it with any idol or any other person. It's nothing related to anyone's life. It's pure work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Whatever pics are shown in this story, they all have been taken from Google and Pinterest. The credit for them goes to their real owner. Storyline and voice are mine, so please don't copy that. Just like every other day, human were arguing again, but today's fight was different. The topic remained the same: the children's education, parental responsibility, their overwhelming workloads, and their relentless determination to prove who was the better parent. Jimin, what do you mean it's all my fault? Yungi, I'm telling the truth. This all happened because of you. Cook has failed 3 times. T has started sleeping during the classes. And I lost my deal, all of it because of you. You are such a failure. You couldn't become a good husband or a good parent. All you care about your patient and your hospital. Do you even know what's happening in our children's lives? Jimin, shut up. Stop shouting and blaming me. I have a voice too, and I can shout louder than you. Why shouldn't I care about my patient and my hospital? I'm a doctor, god damn it. Do you even know how hard I work to become one? And the children aren't just mine, they are yours too. If I was busy, then you should have taken care of them. If you had paid attention to them, I wouldn't have been embarrassed in front of everyone today. Yunking, the pot calling the kettle black. I am the one who was always taking care of children. You were never there when they needed. And what's with this? I'm a doctor nonsense. You worked hard. I'm a mafia too. I worked just as hard. Nothing was handed to me on a silver platter. Raising the children is the mother's responsibility, and you failed. Jimin, raising the children is dad's responsibility too. I'm not the failure, you are. Because of you, my life has become hell. You are the worst husband and the worst dada. Yungi, you know what? You have become impossible to understand. If I had known you were going to turn out like this, then I. Jimin walked closer to him and folded his arms across his chest. Then you would what, Min Yungi? Go on, tell me what's running through that poisoned mind of yours. Yungi, I would have never married you. I'm so fed up with your tantrums. I can't take it anymore. You have made my life a living hell. She moved his wedding band and threw it away. I regret marrying such a useless and careless man. I wanted was. Jimin, as if I'm dying to stay with you. I feel suffocated in this relationship. I want to end this useless, suffocating marriage too. Removed his wedding band and threw it away. Marrying you was the biggest mistake of my life. You said you regret marrying me. I am the one who should be saying that. I regret marrying a spineless man. If I hadn't married you, nobody else would have. That's how useless you are. I wasted my 16 years of my life on you. Don't you dare to show me your face again. I will sign the divorce paper myself and throw them right in your bloody face. Yungi, what fantasy world are you living in? There was a long line of people who wanted to marry me, but I rejected every single one of them and chose you instead. That was the biggest mistake of my life. Do you even remember how many hearts I broke, and how many sacrifices I made just to be with you. Jimin, sacrifices? What sacrifices are you talking about? I was the one who made sacrifices. I left my family, my parents, and my everything I had to be with you. I spent day and night taking care of the house and our children, unlike you. I wasn't always busy running off on missions. Jungi, maybe you have forgotten that if it weren't of me, you would have never become a doctor. I was the one who supported your dream every step of the way. And don't pretend you raised the children. You spent most of the time at the hospital. It was mom and dad who took care of them. You never cared enough to notice. Jimin walked closer to him. Oh, really? You are the one who begged me to marry you. You spent an entire year courting me, and now you dare question me? Jungi, that's because I love you. Step back, move back. Jimin walked even closer. I won't. What are you going to do? And I never loved you. What now? What do you mean to say that? Jungi, don't you dare to provoke me, Jimin. I am warning you, it won't end well for you. Jimin looked straight into his eyes. That's exactly I want to know. What can you do, Min Yoongi? I want to see what a failure like you is capable of. Yoongi grabbed Jimin's arm. Don't push my trigger point, Jimin. Jimin jerked his arm free. Other than throwing your power around, what else can you do? I'm not afraid of you. What are you going to do? Slap me? Hit me? I'm standing right here in front of you. Grabbed Yungi's wrist. Come on, hit me. Let me see how powerful you are. Yungi, Jimin, pushed him onto the couch and angrily hurled the center table across the room. Don't you dare to force me to show you my Malfa side. I'm warning you. Shaking with rage, Jimin stood up. What? Do you think you are the one who knows how to shout and throw things? I can do the same. Angrily kicked the sofa chair. They both started throwing things at each other while yelling relentlessly. The entire living room turned into a battlefield. Broken pieces of furniture, shattered glasses, scattered belongings covered the floor. Far away from their fight, Cook stood silently in the kitchen drinking a glass of water, his entire body trembling uncontrollably. Tears streamed down his face like a never ending river. He didn't know what he was supposed to do anymore. Jimin's fight showed no sign of stopping. Instead, it was becoming more violent with every passing second. Soon he felt a tiny hand wrapped around his leg, searching for warmth. Cook looked down and saw tears trembling violently while crying silently. He immediately placed the glass on the kitchen counter, wiped away his own tears, and picked tea up. Tea instantly wrapped his little arms tightly around Cook, clinging to him as though his were the only thing keeping him safe. Tea, no, 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 go. Cook, I'm here. Relax. You were sleeping, weren't you? How did you wake up? Drink some water first. He gently held the glass to Tea's lips, still clinging to Cook with one arm. Tea took a few small gulps. His tiny body continued shaking as Cook softly rubbed his back, whispering comforting words. Cook, drink a little more? Teen slowly shook his head and hugged Cook even tighter. Okay, okay, you don't have to drink anymore. Place a glass back on the counter. Tea. Woke up and Cookie Angie wasn't there. Mama and Dad are fighting again. Why did Cookie Angie leave Didi? Diddy's so scared. Cook. Cookie Hangi was just thirsty. I came here to drink some water. I even placed the pillow beside you so you wouldn't feel alone. And where would I ever go leaving my little tea bear behind? Besides, Mama and Dada are always fighting. There is no need to be scared of it. A loud crashing sound echoed from the living room. Tea flinched violently and buried his face against Cook's shoulder. Tea. Cookie Hangi. Cook held him protectively. It's okay. Cookie Hangi is right here. You don't have to be scared. Let's go outside for a little walk. The sound of shouting, things smashing, and furniture crashing continued to echo from the living room. Tea clung to Cook like a frightened baby monkey, refusing to loosen his grip for even a second. To avoid passing through the living room where Yunmin were still fighting, Cook quietly slipped out through the back door with Tea safely in his arms. After some time, Tea Cook returned home. The main gate was only pulled shut, not locked. There wasn't a single sound coming from inside, which meant Yunmin had either gone to their room or had already left the house. Cook slowly pushed the door open. The entire house was in complete disarray, broken glasses and scattered belongings and scattered all over the floor. Sadly, this was no longer anything new for them. Carefully carrying Tea in his arms, Cook stepped inside, making sure not to let him get hurt. He gently placed Tea on the staircase before bending down to gather the broken pieces. A few moments later, Tea returned carrying a large plastic bag along with the cleaning supplies. Tea. Cookie Angie, Mama and Dada aren't in the house. Cook. They probably went outside. Don't come over here. There are broken glass pieces everywhere. Tea. But Titi will pick the big things. Together, the two little brothers cleaned the entire living room. While picking up the broken items, Cook found Yunmin's wedding bands laying on the floor where they had been thrown in anger. He stared at them resting in his palm as his eyes slowly filled with tears. A single drop fell onto the rings just then. T walked over holding the broken family photo frame. He gently placed his tiny hand on Cook's shoulder. Cook quickly wiped away his tears and turned towards him with a forced smile. Cook, everything is clean now. We can finally go to bed and sleep. Turn to Tea. Come on, I'm so sleepy. Fake yawned. Tea grabbed Cook's shoulder. Cookie Hangi, Mama and Dada broke our family photo frame. It was our only family photo frame. Showed him the broken frame. Does that mean our family will break apart just like this photo frame? Tears rolled down his cheeks. Cook looked at the broken frame before looking back at Tea. No, nothing like that is going to happen. Our family will never break apart. Tea. Don't lie, Cookie Angie. Didi heard Mama and Dada shouting that they wanted their watch. Titi's friend told Titi that his Mama and Dada got their watch too. Now they don't live together anymore. His Mama lives with his baby sister and he lives with his Dada. Titi doesn't want to be separated from Cookie Angie. Cookie Angie won't leave Titi na. For children, one of the greatest fear is watching their parents separate and being separated from the siblings they love the most, even though they have done nothing to deserve it. Cook pulled Tea into a tight hug. I'm sorry, Didi. All of this is happening because of me. After Halmoni and Halabozi passed away, I became so lonely. I was the one who kept begging Mama and Dad to give me a sibling. Because of me, you are suffering through all of this too. I dragged you into this pain. I'm such a bad hungry. Tears fell from his eyes. Tea immediately cupped Cook's face with his tiny baby hands and wiped away his tears. No, Cookie Angie is the best. Please don't cry. Didi is just scared. Cook wiped his own tears. I promise you, whether Mama and Dada stay together or not, I will never leave you. You will always stay with me. Our family won't be separated. Trust me. Now let's go to our room. You will see everything will be normal by tomorrow. Stood up but suddenly stumbled. Ah! Tea. Cookie Auntie, what happened? Cook trying to hide his pain. I I twisted my legs. I'm fine. Don't worry. Tea stood up and shouted, you are not fine. You are hurt. Stop saying you are fine again and again. Started running towards the door. Cook, Didi, where are you going? Tea, to bring Doctor Uncle from the next lane. Cook, there is no doctor in our neighborhood except Mama. Stop right there. It's midnight. Tea. But Tea had already ran outside. Ah, why does this boy never listen to me? Didi. Tried to follow him, but the pain in his leg stopped him. Tea banged on the door loudly because he couldn't reach the doorbell. Open the door! Titi needs you! Open the door! It's an emergency! He kept banging on the door, but when no one responded, he started throwing little pebbles at the glass window while shouting for help. A few moments later, a tall man, still half asleep, opened the door. Tall man. Who the hell is disturbing me? Looked around. There is no one here. About to close the door. Tea grabbed his pant leg. Titi is here. Where are you going? Tall man looked down. So you are the one who was throwing stones at my window in this middle of the night? Tea. You were sleeping like a log. Titi has been knocking on the door for so long and you didn't hear anything. And Titi didn't come here to disturb you. Titi come here to take Dr. Uncle. Where is Dr. Uncle? Call him quickly. It's an emergency. Tea. There isn't any doctor here. Tea placed his hand on his waist. Don't you think just because you are so big, you can't fool Titi? Titi isn't a fool. Titi is very smart. Grabbed his hand and dragged him towards the nameplate outside. Look, it says Dr. Kim Namjoon. Doctor means doctor, said proudly. Where is Dr. Kim Namjoon? Call him quickly. There is an emergency and he is sleeping peacefully. Ran inside while shouting, Dr. Kim Namjoon! Dr. Kim Namjoon! Come out! Tall man walked over and grabbed his hand. Hey, what are you doing? Shh, there is no doctor here. T bite his hand. Dr. Kim Namjoon! Dr. Kim Namjoon! Dr. Kim Namjoon! Still shouting, T began climbing the large staircase. Another man came downstairs, clearly annoyed that someone had interrupted his precious beauty sleep. Who the hell is disturbing my precious beauty sleep? T grabbed his hand. There is an emergency and you are thinking about your beauty sleep. Come with T. Tall man walked towards T. Leave his hand. T. You big body, you can't stop T from taking Dr. Kim Namjoon with him. Move aside or T will give you T's Jackie Chan flying kick. T knows taekwondo. Tall man, you little kidnapper. First you came to my house in this middle of the night, broke my window, and now you are trying to kidnap my husband. Where are you taking him? Let him go right now, or I will call the cops. T. Yes, call the cops. Titi will tell them that Big Body is doing illegal things. Tall man, what illegal thing have I done? T. You are stopping Titi from taking Dr. Kim Namjoon to Titi's house. It's an emergency. Shouted, hey, stop it. Looked at T. I'm not Dr. Kim Namjoon. T. Then who are you and where is Dr. Kim Namjoon? Didn't you read the nameplate written in big bold letters above Joon's name? Kim Shokjin. T. Then who is Dr. Kim Namjoon? Jin pointed at tall man. He is Kim Namjoon. T. What? But he said he isn't a doctor. It means he lied. Jin, no. He didn't lie. That's right. He is not a doctor. He is a professor. He teaches at a university, not in a hospital. T raised an eyebrow. Then why is Dr. written before his name? Why not professor? June, because I have a doctorate degree. Anyone with a doctorate can use doctor before his name. They don't have to be a medical doctor. T, still suspicious. Are you telling the truth? June, do you really think I would joke around with a kid I don't even know in the middle of the night? Jin, relax, Junie. He is just a child. Looked at T. Why are you looking for a doctor so late at night? Your parents must be worried for you. Tell me your address and I will take you home. T held his hand with both hands. Wee! Because your big body, Titi forget. Titi's cookie hungry got hurt. Titi came to bring a doctor. Grabbed John's hand and started dragging him away. Titi doesn't know anything. You are coming with Titi. June, I'm not a doctor. Let go of my hand. Jin, Juni, let's go to his house and check on his Hyang. Maybe he really does need help. You go with him. I will come too with my phone. T looked at Jin. Handsome uncle is much smarter than Big Buddy. Now let's go. Cookie Hangi must be waiting for Titi. With that, T brought Namjin to his house. They found Cook near the door trying to crawl with the support of the floor. They immediately helped him get inside. John checked Cook's foot. It was a mild sprain. He treated it using the rice method. Rest. Avoid activity that cause pain or put stress on the injured joint. Ice. Applied a cold pack for 15 to 20 minutes a time, several times a day. Compression. Use an elastic bandage to reduce swelling. Evaluation. Keep the injured foot raised above the level of the heart. They even stayed with his children for the whole night because they were alone. Yunmin never returned home that night. Time skipped after 3 days. Still consumed by their anger, Yunmin's fight eventually reached the family court. They had decided to end their relationship and had come to court to file for divorce. Inside a quiet office at the Seoul family court, Yunmin sat apart from each other. The court investigator, Mr. Lee, sat across from them. Teacock were in another room and had already been interviewed. Note: in a Korean family court, this is a private meeting. There are no lawyers, judges, or police officers in the room. It is simply a small office with a table and chair. Investigator Lee, looking at the documents. Mr. Min, Mr. Park, I have just finished speaking with your two sons. The court can't allow your divorce to proceed until we determine who will take responsibility for the children. Jimin, of course they will stay with me. I am their mama. Yoongi, why would they stay with you? They will stay with me. I am their dada. Jimin looked at Mr. Lee. Officer, I am sure the court will grant custody to the parent who has a reputed and stable career. I am a doctor, said proudly. Yoongi, who is always busy at the hospital, looked at Mr. Lee. Officer, I am sure the court will grant custody to the parent who is more responsible and actually takes care of the children rather than someone who only focus on work. Jimin, as if you are not always busy with your so-called missions. Officer, don't listen to him. He is a mafia. The children's future isn't safe with him. They need a secure future and only I can give them. Yoongi, the pot calling the kettle black? Officer, don't be fooled by his innocent face. Behind that white coat is a monster. He is always the one who lose temper and slap the children. If you give him custody, he will beat them and send them straight to the hospital. He is cruel and heartless. Jimin, as if you never get angry at them. Yoongi, I only scold them. I have never raised my hands against them. You are the one who always hits them. Jimin, because I know how to put them back on the right path. Yoongi, look at this attitude. Officer. Jimin, officer, am I not allowed to teach my children the right values? I don't want them to grow up like their dada. They continued blaming each other and arguing right in front of the investigating officer. Mr. Lee silently watched and listened to everything. Having handled many similar cases over the year, he immediately understood the real reason behind their decision to separate. Mr. Lee stood up and slammed both hands off the table. Shut up, both of you! For your information, both of your children refuse to stay with either of you. Yunin, shocked. What? That's not possible. Mr. Lee, do you want to know what they said? They told me they either want to stay with both of their parents or with neither of them. Both of them looked completely devastated. The court's primary concern is the welfare of the children. Given their current emotional condition, the judge is not prepared to approve a separation agreement that fails to prioritize their stability. Therefore, your current proposal cannot be accepted. He pulled a fresh document from his desk drawer and slid it across the table between them. At the top of the page, a bold stamp read, Notice of Mandatory Reflection Period. Investigator Lee, because you have minor children, South Korean law doesn't allow an immediate divorce. Your egos brought you here today, but the law requires you to stop and reflect. As of this moment, you are subject to a mandatory 3 months cooling off period. This is a legal requirement for a consensual divorce involving minor children. The court is also ordering mandatory family counseling. If either of you fails to appear at the courthouse on the final confirmation date 3 months from now, this entire divorce application will be legally dismissed. He stamped a document with the final hearing date exactly 90 days later and pushed it towards them. Investigator Lee, take this notice, go home, look at your sons, and use these 3 months to decide whether your pride is worth destroying your family. You may both leave now. Time is kept at home. They all returned home with a legal notice. Both of them tried to talk to T. Cook and convince them to stay with either one of them, but they refused to listen. Cook, why aren't you both listening? We have already made up our minds and told Officer Uncle our decision. We either want both of our parents or neither of them. Yoongi, it doesn't work like that. You two are still children. You have to choose one of us. That's the rule. Cook, but we don't want to choose. Jimin, fine. Then where will the two of you live? Because our divorce is already final. We are only staying together for the next 3 months because of the court's order. After that, where will you both go? What will happen to you? Cook, I'm 15 years old. I will find a part time job and rent a small apartment. T. And Kitty will live with Cookie Hangi. Yoongi, shut up. Do you think it's that easy? Do you even know what it means to live on your own? There are so many responsibilities. How will you manage of that by yourself? Cook, but neither of you thought about us before deciding to separate. Why are you suddenly so worried about us now? No matter where we live or what kind of life we have, at least we will be happy. You don't need to worry about us anymore. You both told us your decision to get divorced, and we have told you ours. We don't want to hear anything else. You two can separate whenever you want. Come on, Titi. T immediately grabbed his cookie Hangi's hand and they both walked away together. Yunmin remained standing there, completely speechless, their jaw dropping after hearing the children's answer. Time skipped in the morning. Jimin's were tea eating a burnt piece of toast while Cook was standing near the entrance getting ready for school. Jimin walked over the freshly prepared breakfast for both of them. Jimin, Titi, what are you eating? That toast is burnt. Serve breakfast on another plate. Eat this instant. Tea pushed the plate away. No, it's burnt, but it's very tasty. Cookie Angie made it for us. Titi doesn't need your food. Jimin took the burnt toast from Tea's hand. Stop arguing with me. Burnt toast will upset your stomach. Eat the breakfast I made for both of you and call cook too. Tea. You and Dada are getting divorced. Titi has to live with Cookie Hangi and eat whatever Cookie Hangi makes for Titi. You don't need to worry about us anymore. Titi is full. Got on from the chair and walked away. Yoongi was coming downstairs when he saw Cook tying his shoelaces. Yoongi, Cook, where are you going this early? Cook, without looking at him, school. Yoongi looked at the wall clock, but it's still very early. Cook, if we have to walk to school, it will take us at least an hour. That's why we are leaving early. Yoongi picked up his car's key from the key holder. Why would you walk? I will drop both of you in my car. Cook, the car belongs to you. After 3 months, when you both get divorced, I will have to manage everything on my own. I won't have a car and I won't have enough money to afford transportation. That's why I'm getting used to walking from now on. Didi, let's go. We are getting late. Picked up T's school bag. T ran to him and held Cook's hand. Let's go, Cookie Hanky. Left without looking at Yoongi. Jimin walked over. The children are going to school alone. Why didn't you go with them? Yoongi looked at Jimin. The children said that after our divorce, they will have to manage everything by themselves. So they are getting used to me walking now. So that by the time we get divorced, it will already be their habit. Jimin looked into Yoongi's eyes. The children refused to eat the breakfast I made. They left eating burnt toast. Titi said that after our divorce, that's the kind of food he will have to eat. So he is getting used to it from now on. The same pain reflected in both of their eyes. Neither of them wanted to see their children struggling or suffering like this. Yet the distance between them had grown so vast that they now hesitated to share even their deepest feeling with each other. Time skipped after a few weeks. As time passed, Cook's behavior towards their parents gradually changed. Earlier, Yunmin used to ignore them and spend all their time arguing with each other. Now, Cook were the ones ignoring them and doing everything on their own. They stumbled, got hurt, and struggled, yet they never asked Yunmin for help. Yunmin tried countless times to help them, but every single time they refused, saying that after their divorce they would have to manage everything by themselves anyway. Someone said that you never truly realize the value of something until you are afraid of losing it. The same was happening to Yunmin. They no longer fought with each other. The fear of losing their children had taken over, and neither of them wanted that to happen. came running into Yoongi's office looking terrified. Yoongi was discussing an important project with his men. Jimin, Yoongi? Yoongi immediately stood up after hearing Jimin's devastated expression. Jimin? What happened? Looked at his men. Out. Everyone immediately left the office. Drink some water and take a deep breath. Rubbed his back. Jimin, the children still haven't come home. I went to their school and they told me T-Cook had left at their usual time. It's already evening and there is no sign of them. I have searched everywhere. I'm so scared. What if something has happened to them? Yoongi cupped Jimin's face. Nothing will happen to them. Trust me. I will send my men to look for them right away. They will be back with us very soon. Don't worry. Gently patted his cheeks. Yoongi immediately ordered his men to search for T-Cook. Within a short time, they found their location. T-Cook were at a restaurant. Without wasting a single second, Yunmin rushed there. But the moment they arrived, the sight before them left them frozen. Titi was collecting dirty plates while Cook was cleaning a customer's shoes after accidentally spilling food on them. He kept apologizing repeatedly. Seeing this, Yoongi's blood boiled with anger. He immediately walked over, grabbed Cook's arm, and pulled him outside. Jimin also brought tea outside. Yoongi, what the hell were you doing? Cook pulled his hand away. What are both of you doing here? Jimin, that's not the question, Cook. What are you doing here? Tea is carrying dirty plates and you are cleaning that man's shoes. What is going on? Cook, you both are getting divorced anyway. I will have to manage everything by myself in the future. I'm working here so I can save some money. I accidentally spilled food on that man's clothes and shoes, so I was just cleaning them. It was my job. And Titi was helping Cookie Angie on money. Yoongi, shut up. Neither of you needs to work. Your parents are still alive to take care of you. Jimin, and you two didn't think it's necessary to tell us before taking this job? Cook, what's there to tell? It's obvious that we will need money to survive. Right now, you are still our parents and you are taking care of our needs. But after your divorce, we will have to manage everything on our own. Once you are divorced, you won't be husbands and husbands anymore, and you won't be our parents either. Before deciding to get divorced, neither of you thought about us, but we have to think about ourselves, don't we? We only have 3 months left to save money. After your divorce, we won't have any luxury anymore. And Cookie Hangi taught Titi that no job is small. Every job deserves the same respect. After all, those jobs are what will fill our stomachs. Cook, you two should go and keep fighting or celebrating your divorce. Cookie Angie is here to take care of Titi. We will work hard and somehow we will build our future. Children who don't have parents still manage to live, don't they? We will just think that we are the same, that we don't have parents either.
Let's go, Cookie Hungry. Let them enjoy their wash. We still have a lot of work to do. If we don't finish it, the restaurant owner won't pay us, and we really need the money.
Without looking back at their parents, they walked inside and resumed their work. Cook began wiping the table and cleaning the floor, while T picked up the dirty dishes standing outside the large glass door. Yunmin silently watched everything unfold. The sight shook them to their very core. No matter how much parents fight with each other or how flawed they may be, they can never bear to see their children suffer. They can endure every hardship themselves, but even the smallest pain in their children's experience becomes unbearable for them. The same was happening to Yunmin. They had always given their children a life of comfort and luxury. Watching them struggling so much at such a young age was something they couldn't bear. Every time Tea Cook phrased the word divorce, it pierced their hearts. It felt as though someone was slapping them across their faces with that single word over and over again. They simply stood there staring through the glass with tear filled, guilt rotten eyes as their children continued working. Countless thoughts raced through their minds, countless regrets weighted heavily on their hearts. Just then they heard a voice behind them. They turned around. Congratulations! You two have successfully brought your children to this point. You must be feeling so proud watching your children work at an age when they should be enjoying their childhood. Yungi turned around. Who are you? And what rubbish are you talking about? I'm Kim Nam Joon and he's my husband Kim Shokjin. We were simply congratulating you on your achievement. Very few parents manage to show their children such a day at such a young age. Jimin, what nonsense are you talking about? We have never forced our children to work. We have given them every comfort and luxury they could ever need. If we wanted to, we could buy this entire restaurant right now. What do you even know about us to speak like this? Jin, you're so proud of the fact that you have given your children every comfort and luxury, but have you ever given them peace? Have you ever sat down and listened to their pain? Have you ever stopped to think about how your constant fights have affected their hearts? Simply giving birth to children and providing them with luxury doesn't make someone a parent. To become parents, you must first learn to understand your children's pain before anything else. Yungi, who are you? You can't talk to my husband like that. June looked at Yungi. Which husband? The one you are planning to divorce in a few months? You can't tolerate someone showing your husband a mirror, yet you have no problem shouting at him yourself. Jimin, excuse me, who the hell gives you the right to talk to my husband in this tone? Whatever is happening between us is our personal matter. Outsiders aren't allowed to poke their noses in our family matter. Whoever you are, it would be better for you to stay in your limits. I won't listen to a single word against my husband. June clapped and looking at Jin. Jinny, did you see those two? They are only a few months away from getting divorced, yet all of a sudden they are taking each other's side like the ideal husbands. Look how proudly they are saying it's their personal matter. But when they scream at each other in the middle of the night, fights, argue, howl insult, and smash things around the house, they somehow forget it's their personal matter. Their so called personal fights aren't just heard by their children, the entire neighborhood can hear them. Such a hypocrite couple. Junmin lowered their eyes with shame. Jin, looking at Yunmin, the only people responsible for the condition your children are in today are the two of you. You don't even realize what your children go through every time you scream and fight late into the night. They leave the house searching for a little peace. Anything could have happened to them. Neither of you even noticed. Many times you both left the house without even checking whether your children were inside. Instead of constantly blaming each other, have either of you ever looked at your own shortcomings? June, your children are far more mature than both of you. Instead of blaming you two, whenever a problem arises, they are trying to find solutions. Every couple argues, that's normal, but those arguments should be resolved calmly, especially when there are young children and teenagers in the house. Instead of solving your differences together, all you ever did was blaming each other. Neither of you even try to understand the other. You took out your anger and frustration on your children, and what did you gain from all of this? Two people who once fought against the whole world for their love now hate each other. Where did that love go? Did it disappear after just a few years of marriage? You both think divorce is the only solution. Do you even understand what divorce means? You are not in a living relationship, and divorce isn't same as a breakup where you can simply walk away whenever you feel like it. Marriage is a huge responsibility. When two people get married, the relationship doesn't affect only them, it affects everyone connected to them. Marriage means staying together for life, not leaving the moment problem appears. What do you think divorce is? Divorce is a legal process that comes with serious consequences and conditions. Did either of you cheat on the other? Did either of you physically or mentally abuse the other? Did either of you intentionally try to hurt the other? Did either of you lie before getting married? Did either of you ever humiliate or disrespect the other? No, right? In fact, we just witnessed a small example a few moments ago. The moment someone criticized your husband, you immediately stood up to defend him. You are seeking a divorce because of your egos. Before making such a life changing decision, neither of you talked to your children, nor did you truly sit down and talk to each other. Even the code gives couple a 3 months cooling off period to save a marriage. Yet before deciding to endure, you didn't stop to think even once. You may take divorce, but you can't get the custody of your children because they don't even want to live with either of you. Jin placed his hand on Jinmin's shoulder. We are your neighbors. We have seen your children wandering alone on the street late at night, frightened and searching for peace. What you saw today is only a glimpse of what their lives could become after your divorce. Their lives will change completely. It's still not too late. Sit down together, talk to each other, discuss your problems honestly just once. If after that you still believe your marriage can't survive, then get divorced. But before you make that decision, think about your children. Think carefully about who should raise them and what kind of future they will have. Tell your children why your marriage can't run now. Explain them calmly the reason behind your separation. Because the consequence of your decision will stay with your children for the rest of their lives. They are the one who will affect the most because of your separation. June, think about it. Is your ego more important than your children, your family, and the love you once had? No problem is so big that it can't be resolved. Divorce is the last resort, not the first. Don't make a hasty decision that you will regret tomorrow. Once time has passed, it can never be brought back, and neither can you escape the consequence of a decision made in haste. Think wisely. Looked at Jin. Let's go, Jinny. Namjin walked away, leaving Yunmin standing there in silence. A little while later, Yunmin slowly walked to a nearby park. Both of them were shattered after hearing the truth. Everything Namjin had said was true. They had never stopped to think about the consequence of their decision. It wasn't that they had stopped loving each other, it wasn't that they no longer wanted their happy family, it wasn't that they wanted to watch their children struggle. Their ego had simply become stronger than their love, and because of that ego, they had become blind to each other's pain and to the silent suffering of the two little hearts who needed them the most. Jimin, this all happened because of me. I should have paid more attention to the children. I never even tried to understand them. I became so busy with my work at the hospital that I stopped noticing everything else. Jungi, it's not just your fault. I'm equally responsible. I should have understood the demands of your job in your absence. I should have taken better care of the children. I should have been there for them instead of constantly blaming you. Jimin, Oma and Appa raised Cookie. They never let any responsibility fall on me. I always prioritized my work. I didn't even realize when Cookie grew up so fast. Yungi, and after mom and dad passed away, instead of helping Cookie heal from his pain, we burdened him with TT's responsibilities. We never realized when our little boy stopped being just an older brother and became a parent. Both of us gave more importance to our work and hardly gave any time to our children. And to be honest, I don't want a divorce. I don't want to be separated from you and our children. I only asked for a divorce in the heat of the moment. Jimin looked at Yoongi with tear-filled eyes. I don't want a divorce either. I can't live without you and our children. I only wanted to prove that I wasn't weak. Before we got married, we had dreamed of having a small happy family, and God gave us exactly that. But because of our ego, we destroyed our own family. We forced our children to become so strong that instead of enjoying their childhood, they were carrying the responsibility of a family. I will never be able to forgive myself. Our children have started hating us. I'm so sorry for every wrong I have done. Burst into tears. Yoongi pulled him into a hug. I'm sorry too. We don't want to get divorced. I promise I will listen to you. Whatever differences come between us, we will solve them together. We won't let our children suffer because of us anymore. They have already suffered enough. Their hatred is justified. They have every right to hate us. We took away their right to be happy, to have a normal childhood, and to grow up in a loving family. Jimin wiped his tears and stood up. Let's go to the children and tell them they don't have to choose between us anymore. They will have both their parents together, just like every other child. Yoongi, let's go home. We will tell them as soon as they return. We will rebuild everything that we broke. We will start fresh and make our children where there will be no ego, where we prioritized only our family and children. We will give them the life they deserve. Our children have struggled a lot, now they will only get happiness. Time skipped at home. Taekook returned home and Yunmin told them they had decided not to get divorced. They would stay together. However, Taekook reacted as if nothing had happened. Jimin, we aren't getting divorced anymore. We even withdraw our application. Cook, expressionless, as your wish, stood up. I don't have time to listen to this. I have to cook for us. Yoongi grabbed his hand. Didn't you hear what your mama said? We are not getting divorced. That means you don't have to cook or work anymore. Your only job is to study. Your mama and I will take care of everything else. Cook. Fine. Then I'm going to my room. Titi. Jimin. Aren't you happy to hear this? Cook. I don't see anything to be happy about. Even if you don't get divorced, you will just start fighting again. Yoongi, no, we won't fight anymore. Cook, that's easy to say. You don't know nothing except fighting. Maybe you will get along for 2 days, but then it will be the same all over again, arguments, blaming each other, breaking things. That's all you have ever done. Do you even know what your constant fighting put us through? We are exhausted because of it. Whether you stay together or not doesn't matter to us anymore. Didi, let's go. Jimin, no, we truly realize our mistakes. We know that the two of you suffered the most because of our fights, and we are deeply ashamed of it. We have resolved the differences between us. Can't you give us one more chance to make things right? Cook, people deserve a second chance only when they genuinely want to change. We know both of you better than anyone. You won't be able to do it. Just let it go. Everyone else's parents are made for each other, but are only made for fighting. I don't have any expectations from either of you anymore. Jimin, please don't say that. We truly want to change. We want to give both of you the normal childhood you deserve. We have really changed. How can we make you believe us? T handed them an empty notebook and 2 pens.
If you have really changed, then write 100 times that you won't fight again.
Yoongi, T stood on the couch.
What do you mean, Do you want a forgiveness or not?
Yoongi nodded vigorously. Yes, we do. T
Then write it 100 times.
looked at Cook.
Cookie Hangi, I think we should give them one last chance. If they break their promise again, we will live separately. It won't matter whether they get divorced or not. We will never talk to them again.
Cook looked at T, then at Yunmin. Only because of TT, we are willing to give you both another chance. But remember, this is your final chance. If you fail this time, Jimin, I promise we will keep our word. Yoongi, we will, and you will never have to leave us. T
Oti, Oti,
handed them an envelope.
this is your second punishment.
Jimin, what's this? Opened the envelope. A honeymoon package. Yoongi, what? T, strictly.
You have to complete it. Understand? Both of you are going there, and you will only come back after becoming our sweet parents again.
Yoongi, but when did you plan all this? The flight is at midnight. How are we supposed to pack in such a short time?
T, you don't have to do anything. Cookie, Hangi, and Titi already planned everything. Your luggage, passports, and everything else are ready. You just have to catch the flight.
Jimin, but how will you two stay here alone? Cook, staying alone for a few days is better than staying alone for the rest of our lives. I will take care of everything here. You can only become good parents only you are good husbands first. Showed them the wedding bands they had thrown away during their argument. You both need this vacation. Go and learn to understand each other first. Before becoming our parents again, become each other's husbands. Yunmin looked at the wedding bands with shame. Will you ever forgive us? Cook, we only want our parents back. Whether we forgive you or not, we will decide after you return home. Looked at Yoongi. We already spoke with your secretary. He arranged everything. You can talk to him. He will explain the rest. Yoongi reached for the wedding bands. Thank you so much. Cook closed his hand. You threw this away. Now you have to earn them back. Yoongi nodded. We will. Pulled Cook into a hug. You will never have to remind us of this again. I promise. Jimin joined the hug. I promise you will never have another reason to be disappointed in us. T pouted with cute angry eyes.
Huggy, Huggy without Titi.
Jimin pulled him into an embrace. Come here, our jealous tea bear. How can we ever forget you? After what felt like an entirety, the four of them finally embraced each other as a family once again. That night they had dinner together for the first time in a month, sharing not just food but warmth and laughter. Later, Yunmin left for the airport, beginning their second honeymoon, not to rediscover a destination but to discover each other. Time skipped after 2 days. Cook was standing on the balcony of Namjin's house, looking down at the garden where T was happily playing with June. A genuine smile appeared on his face ever since Yunmin had left for their second honeymoon. T Cook had been staying with Namjin. Before leaving, Yunmin had requested Namjin to take care of their children during their absence, and they had gladly accepted. Jin walked over and stood beside him. Jin, have you finished talking to your parents? Cook, they're out exploring the city. It's morning there. Jin, that's good. So, are you happy now? Your parents are reconciled? Cook looked at Jin. It's all because of you and Uncle June. Thank you so much. If you two hadn't taken care of us that night, if you hadn't taught us how to make our parents realize their mistakes, they would have probably been divorced by now. Our family would have fallen apart, and Titi, he wouldn't be laughing so happily today. Jin, we only came up with the plan. You and TT were the ones who carried it out perfectly. It's because of your determination and hard work that your parents are together today. Your parents aren't bad, they just needed a wake up call, which you two gave them so well. They will never forget the lesson which you two taught them and never ever take their family for granted. Now stop worrying about everything else and come downstairs. Those two are having all the fun by themselves. Don't you think we should enjoy them too? Come on. Grabbed his hand and led him downstairs. That night, when Yunmin had decided to get divorced and T had brought Namjin to their house, it was Namjin who comforted T Cook. They patiently listened to everything T Cook had been through and came up with a plan to help Yunmin realize the consequence of their actions. They repeatedly told T Cook to deliberately emphasize the word divorce whenever they spoke to their parents so that the reality of their decision would sink deeper into their hearts. Even the restaurant where T Cook had been working belonged to Jin all along. It had been a part of their plan from the very beginning that drove the final nail into the coffin. Time skipped after a few months. A few months passed. After returning from their second honeymoon, Jinmin had completely changed. They still had disagreement from time to time, but those arguments never left the room anymore. Instead of shouting, they sat down together and calmly resolved every issue. Both of them were trying to give Teacock everything they had missed because of their parents' mistakes. Now Teacock were truly happy because just like every other child, they finally had normal parents. However, deep inside, Cook still carried the fear that his happiness might be taken away once again. Yunmin continuously tried to heal the fear with their love, patience, and actions rather than empty promises. After seeing their sincere efforts, Cook finally returned their wedding bands to them. To celebrate their new beginning, Yunmin planned a special family dinner. They blindfolded Teacock and brought them to a beautifully decorated place. Jimin, now we are going to remove your blindfolds. Open your eyes slowly, slowly. As soon as Jimin removed the blindfolds, Teacock slowly opened their eyes and were stunned by the beautiful decorations. T looked around.
Wow, it's so beautiful.
Started spinning and almost lost his balance. Cook quickly caught him. Be careful, Titi. Looked at Jimin. Mama, why did you bring us here? Yungi, we broke our old family photo frame. It's time to make a new one. T, happily.
Really? We are getting a new family photo frame?
His smile suddenly dropped. Jimin, what happened? Why did you stop smiling? Didn't you like the idea? T shook his head vigorously.
No, Titi likes it, but you won't break this new one too. Nah?
Yungi gently tapped his nose. Never. This one will be unbreakable like our family. Cook already taking his place. I'm ready. I will stand in the center. Photographer uncle, take my cute pictures. Posing. T.
No, Titi wants to be with Cookie Angie. Photographer uncle, wait for Titi.
T ran towards Cook and climbed onto his lap. They immediately began posing happily for the camera, watching their sons smile too brightly. After such a long time, Yunmin couldn't hold back their own smiles. They walked over and joined their children. For the first time in a long while, it wasn't just another family photograph, it was the pic of a family that had been broken by ego, healed by love, and reunited by a unweaving hearts of two little boys who never stopped believing that home was worth saving. Sometimes the deepest scars on a children aren't caused by strangers. They are created inside their own home, in a house where parents fight every day. Children grow up far too soon. They lose their innocence, carry invisible wounds, and develop lifetime trauma. The constant fear, anxiety, and emotional pain can leave them questioning love, relationships, and even their own worth. Sadly, while children silently suffer, many parents never realize that their endless conflicts are shaping the very future they are trying to build. By the time they understand it, the damage has often already been done. Never make a decision in haste that you may regret tomorrow. Time once lost can never be recovered, and the consequence of a hasty decision cannot be undone. Marriage is not weakened by disagreements but by ego, pride, and decisions made in anger. Children may be small, but they often carry the weight of their parents' conflicts in their hearts for a lifetime. A moment of frustration can create wounds that years of love may struggle to heal. Divorce affects not only two adults but an entire family, especially the children. Problems should be solved with patience, communication, and understanding rather than haste, anger, and resentment. The end. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. It was a requested story for one shot. I hope I didn't disappoint you. Divorce is not something to be taken lightly. It's a legal right that exists to protect people from abuse, cheating, violence, and any form of mistreatment in a marriage. However, choosing separation out of ego, pride, anger, or in haste can leave deep scars that may never completely heal. Divorce affects not only two people but an entire family, especially the children. It can impact them mentally, physically, and emotionally. So, before taking such a major step, it's important to think carefully about its consequence. I hope you all enjoyed this. We will meet soon with new story. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.